Hi, my name is Anacelly Quintana McKinney. I am a mom, I am an activist, I am a military wife, and I am a lesbian. It was the third grade, I think, that my parents sat me down and they started telling me horror stories about gay people being tortured, dragged, hung, and left to die. My parents told me the story about, I can't remember his name. Matthew Shepard. And they were telling me this. Only me, not my siblings, not anybody else. And I think that's when they started realizing that maybe I liked girls, and I think they were afraid for me. That's when I started thinking like, oh, am I wrong? Am I gonna die? Am I going to get killed? Is it really that wrong for me to like a girl? And then I started fearing that. And I started fearing myself, and I started fearing who I was. So, I started dating boys, and I started kissing boys, and it just never felt the same. It never felt the same as the time I kissed a girl. So I started hanging out more with other women, other lesbians, and I started not caring about what my parents, what my family said and thought and would even say. And I was still in between. Should I still date men just to satisfy them? Because my worst fear was disappointing my parents. And me becoming a parent, that just didn't seem so important anymore. And I just started, I guess as time went on, I started accepting myself. Well, we've been together 5 years. We're the first couple to get married on a military base right after the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Well, we had a wedding. It was here in California, so Prop 8 was still in effect, and so we just had the big wedding, and we figured later we'll make it legal, and we did. When we went to DC, we made it legal a couple years later. Before that, before the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, we almost outed her out. He was only 10. Yeah, he was only 10. And she took us on base, and we were just, friends. And somebody asked, "Are you, because she's a chief, or she was a chief in the military, are you Chief's family?" Right away he answers, "Yes." And I was like, "Shh, we gotta go, excuse us." And I ran out, and I was like, "Come here." And I grabbed her, and I was like, "I think Joaquin just outed you out." And she was like, "No, it's okay. They don't know." So I told her what happened. She goes, "No, it's okay. They don't know if you're my sister, my cousin, And I was like, oh, "Okay, good. But I was so scared. I was so afraid that there was going to be some big investigation, and and so. But thank goodness, a couple years later, the repeal. I think it was about a year and a half later, the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and then we were able to be out. And when the repeal happened, I was like, out again, and I was able to be me, and I was able to call and be like, "This is her wife." Even though people in the military weren't very open but the people around her were. And I mean, there was some people in the military that was like, oh, no, we don't want to see that. And then there was people that were like, oh, well, congratulations, we're happy for you. And people were just happy to be around us, I guess, because we were happy and we could be us. And especially her, she could be herself. And she would tell me, you don't know how many years I've sat on the side and have had to do duty because I didn't have a family. Or I had to stay on the ship because holidays were coming and I didn't have a family. And so when the repeal happened, she was able to say, yeah, I have a family. Yeah, I have a wife. Yeah, and so she was no longer single.
Hola. 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 Hola.